What are we talking about?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I'm not sure there's a specific topic.
So it's just a
We're
chat.
just kind of chatting.
Oh.
I mean, the only thing we have to talk about is the coffee.
Oh.
This is, after all, Java with James. And so
Is this the third one of the day? Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
You had 3, this is your third already.
This is my third already, yeah.
So safe to say you're a coffee guy.
And it's a fast-powered one.
It is definitely, it's very efficient.
Yes.
But great power and super reliable.
And a lot of power, a lot of energy.
A lot of energy in that coffee. Okay, so I'm not a coffee guy. I'm assuming you haven't watched any of these. So,
you don't drink coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee. I'm just naturally
What's wrong with you?
energetic. So every guest that comes on, I have them choose what they drink, and then I have it as well. And I'm trying to learn about coffee through the drivers in the Honda.
Interesting.
Camp. So what are we drinking today?
We are having a flat white with an extra shot.
Okay.
So that's should be 4 shots.
Okay. What?
Yep.
Normally,
so you might see Hinch running around today.
Okay, so what's a flat white?
I have no idea.
Okay, how did you discover flat whites?
Do you know a driver named Max Futrell?
I've heard the name.
Yeah. So we were teammates back in 2019, and he introduced me to a flat white, and then that's basically what I've had ever since.
And so it's 2 shots naturally, and you double it and add.
No, it's
2
3.
more shots?
It should be 3 naturally.
It should be 3, and you add 1, make it 4. Okay, so do you want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
This isn't about me, but I'm going to tell a story anyway. So I don't drink coffee, but one of my first dates with Becky, we went to a Starbucks, and I didn't want to be the weirdo, be like, oh yeah, I don't drink coffee, and make it awkward. And Starbucks had just launched flat whites, and they had like a big sign for it. And I noticed the sign as we were walking up to the store. So she's like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, I'll grab a flat white. Like I knew what I was talking about. Had no idea what it was, barely touched it. She didn't notice. But so like a flat white was the first thing I ever ordered from Starbucks.
Well, there you go.
A coffee.
There you go.
So let's see if it still tastes terrible.
Yeah, don't burn yourself.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
It is warm, yeah. Get the man some ice.
Man, are these the same temperature?
Yeah.
That actually really hurts. See, I think because I don't drink coffee, I'm not great with heat.
Well, apparently not.
My mouth is not like just completely calloused. Like, wow. That's
It does say caution, contents hot.
It's an understatement. That's wow. Okay, that's terrible.
So clearly you can't read either.
No, no, not with all the tears in my eyes. Good Lord. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool down for the next 3 to 5 years. Oh man, that stings. I would also be bad on that Hot Ones show where they make you eat hot wings, but it's a different story.
Do you like spicy food, hot food?
You know what? I think I don't mind it a little bit, but I can't do like.
I always preferred hot. I had
is that traditional Danish food? Is very spicy?
No, I had my first spicy edamames last weekend. You know what edamame is?
That's good. Yeah, I like spicy.
I would still prefer them plain though.
So, how old were you when you left Denmark? Because I assume you went and lived in England for a while when you were on the European side of things.
Yeah, so I lived in Paris, or just outside of Paris for like 6 months.
Okay. That was the first place you went after leaving Denmark?
Well, I lived in a caravan for a year, so I basically lived everywhere that was.
Was that just because you were traveling around and it just made more sense?
We rented our house out.
No way.
Yeah, and lived in a caravan for a year.
So you and the whole family just rented the house.
2014.
Loaded into a van and drove around Europe racing go-karts.
Yep. Sounds like the dream, doesn't it?
That kind of sounds cool.
Yeah.
Was that fun?
It was, except I still had to do my homework.
Nah.
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
Next year, didn't go to school. So.
But look at you now.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you went from Denmark to van to Paris.
Yes, to Oxford, UK. Yeah. Stayed there for 2 years. And then I came here. And then I basically moved into your...
You were in my basement for a little while.
Yeah.
That's all right. We've welcomed lots of wayward racing drivers over the years. All right, so how is life in Indianapolis compared to life in England or Paris?
England was really boring.
Yeah.
And I guess you can imagine what France was like. They don't speak English.
No, that's
So,
true.
yeah.
And I assume you don't speak French.
I don't.
Do you speak any other languages?
Danish and English, that's it.
Okay. So don't speak Danish. We know you speak Danish.
Danish and English, that's
well,
it.
yes, okay, fine.
So 2.
That's 1 more than me. Arguably 1.5 more. I'm not
You don't speak
even
French?
great with English.
You're Canadian, come on.
I understand a bit of French. I don't speak it very well. They don't teach it great.
They don't.
They really don't.
But French are also very arrogant, so
Well,
it's just, even if you go to France,
Right.
they understand, some of them understand English.
But they know that you're...
They refuse to speak the language.
Or if you try to speak French, they can obviously tell from your accent that you don't really
Exactly.
speak French, and they'll pretend like they can't understand you.
Yep.
But yeah, it's to each their own. To each their own. I guess that's why you didn't last in France too long. Huh?
No, because I had to move to the UK.
Okay.
Because when I moved to the UK in Oxford, it was, I guess it's like 25 minutes from Enstone,
Yeah.
which is Renault's factory, which is now Alpine, and I became the sim driver. So
There's still smoke coming off of this. There's still steam. Like we've been sitting here for like almost 15 minutes, and it's still steaming.
Look at this.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hot.
Should, it's a hot coffee.
It still tingles my tongue.
Another fact about me and coffee, I do not drink cold coffee, like iced coffee.
Oh, okay.
It tastes
I feel
bad.
like, did we do an iced coffee with somebody? Who's that? Malukas. I think it was Malukas said an iced
Yeah,
coffee.
that doesn't surprise me. To be fair.
All right, so you made the transition over to IndyCar, moved to Indianapolis, kind of had to change life again, which at the age of 20 you'd already done like 5 times.
Yep.
So that wasn't
Used to it.
an issue. How are you enjoying IndyCar life?
To be honest, the one thing I do miss is family and friends, but the environment is so much better to be in over here.
All right.
By far. By far.
Just from the team side, from other drivers, from fan
Everything. Honestly,
interaction,
everything.
Every part of it.
Yeah. And it's less political.
Right.
So it's just more enjoyable.
How would you rate your performance in your 1.5 years in IndyCar so far?
Just above average.
Just about.
No. I think, I guess the nice way to say it is the material that I've been in, and as a team, we know that we don't have the best car. Some of the results that we've been able to pull off, I think, pretty extraordinary to some degree. But obviously, you know how it is as a driver. You want to win. You're not here to finish 3rd or 2nd or 15th or last.
Right.
So there's definitely been tough times. But then you come back to Toronto, we didn't expect to win. You know, we knew that it was our best result last year up until that point in the season. So we knew that we were going to be somewhat better because we were better at Mid-Ohio as well compared to the previous year. And just ended up basically kicking ass.
Basically, it's a good way to sum it up.
Yeah.
Pole led most of the race, won it.
And where are we now? The next street circuit.
We are at the next street circuit, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming you've got high hopes for Nashville. You ran well
I
here
got
last year.
I got a lot of pressure from the team, but I like pressure.
Okay.
This is another fun fact about me. The
right.
more pressure, the better.
The
You
more
know why?
pressure, the better. All right.
The more expectations there are, means that they know you can do it. It's a good way to look at it.
If they believe you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I've basically
Alright.
proven I can. So
Well, you have. So just do it again. Why are
Exactly,
you doing
yeah.
it every week? I don't understand. How does that?
thank you.
You wanted more pressure.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So let's talk about Toronto. I mean, you know how competitive this series is, right? We talk a lot about how the depth of talent in the field is probably the highest it's been in a long time. You're still only in your 2nd year in the series full time. The team's had some struggles that has been very well documented. Did you realistically think that a win was going to happen in 2023?
Yes, but not there.
But not there. Where did you think you had a best
In the
best shot?
GP.
In EGP?
For obvious reasons.
Your first race there went pretty well. You had other good races
Second
there.
race went, yeah. Third
Third
race,
race was good.
well. Did you know this?
Probably not.
You probably did. My birthday is during the Iowa weekend.
Yes, I did know that.
Last year, I had my first podium exactly 1 week after.
Okay.
This year, I had my first win
win 1
exactly
week before.
1 week before.
Yeah. So you just need like more birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna look at next year's calendar and just put money on you for like whatever races
Yeah.
or plus or minus.
Just don't
your
do it
birthday
Iowa.
weekend.
We need to improve there first. Yeah.
So you fully believe that a win was possible, or else you wouldn't have made the mustache bet.
Exactly. Well, that was just dumb.
Hey man, I give you credit though for like sticking with it.
Yeah.
Like that takes a lot of, you know.
I got to give Victor credit because he was just walking around at home, looking like an idiot.
Yeah, but
really,
like you're on TV and you're like this famous person and you're rocking this mustache that you don't want to rock. And we know how competitive IndyCar is.
I'm going to send you a picture of my dad when he raced with a mustache. I might actually be able to find this real quick.
All right. So this runs in
because I favorite this picture on my phone on the way here.
So did your dad, was he proud of your mustache? Shockingly similar. That's a very similar mustache.
I don't know if you can zoom in.
I'm not going to lie to you, man. I think he pulls it off a little better than
100%.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to be like insulting about it.
There is another picture which is better than this.
It's a good looking guy. A good looking sash. But to have the conviction to make this bet, and you know, in a series that's tough to win in when you're only in your second year, and a team that's had a rough run, I mean, I believe that you truly believed you guys were going to win, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you know how it is. The satisfying feeling of winning in material that isn't the best makes it so much better. And I said it after my podium last year at the GP that, you know, I've always known I was capable of this, even in this series. But that first podium, how much as a team we struggled in the beginning of the season to that point was obviously great. But I just felt the relief from my own perspective for the team.
Yeah.
And it was a bit the same for the win. In my opinion, it was just cool that me and Victor had this bet, and then he was there at that race.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind the one race. And then he was there at Iowa, and we weren't very competitive, and then he left.
He was like, "Oh, it's not as much fun when you don't win." I'm gonna
exactly. But I think he'll be here in Laguna. I think.
All right, so maybe I'll place a bet at Laguna. Am I allowed to bet? Am I allowed to bet on IndyCar? I'm not sure.
I don't think you should. No.
You can.
I can.
I know you can.
I can. I wouldn't either.
Has it been like an emotional roller coaster this year because you go from like where the team was at in May, for example?
Yes.
And then
beginning of May to end of May.
Right.
Just that month.
I mean, May's a roller coaster even on a good month. You guys didn't have a great month.
Well, we had a good start to it.
Yeah, you did. Had a very good start to it.
Terrible end.
Terrible end. And then
we finished the race.
You come up a couple weeks later and you've got your first win and team's first win in a couple of years. I mean, does that make it more challenging than if it was honestly like just almost consistently the same level, even if that's not a great level?
I mean, honestly, if you look at it, you look at Detroit and you look at Toronto. I know it's two very different types of tracks, but we were basically dead last at Detroit on pure pace. We were not any faster. We go to Toronto and we're on pole and we win the race by 11 seconds something. Difference? Well, that's the thing. Like, some tracks just seem to work for us and some don't, because if you look at the whole, all the results from last year to this year, we're competitive. We're as competitive on the tracks where we basically suck at, and the tracks where we're performing better last year, we've just stepped up our game this year. But it's the same tracks, which to me is super annoying because we can't seem to figure that out or crack the code. But then yet, I think the only two tracks this year that's been very different is Mid-Ohio and Toronto compared to last year.
Right, they've been kind of standard.
But those two races were also very similar in results last year, and they've just stepped up this year.
Right.
I mean, we saw that from just Graham being on the front row in qualifying, and he's not been the greatest qualifier. Sorry, Graham. He knows it.
It's the numbers, they don't lie. All right, so season's gonna end in Laguna in a couple weeks. How does Christian Lundgaard spend his off season? Going home a little bit, traveling a little bit?
I'm actually gonna go home and play a charity golf event.
Are you a big golfer?
Become.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Everywhere I go in the States, my golf bag is in the back of my car.
Really?
Yeah, but that's just because I'm too lazy to bring it up to my apartment.
Got it.
That's actually a fact. That is true.
I believe that.
And then I'll come back here for a couple of weeks. And then, which is the only reason why I'm going home straight after the season is because it's my brother's birthday in the beginning of October.
Okay.
So it makes sense to be home for that. Basically spend his birthday, come back here, work out, get bulkier, look like Alexander Rossi.
Is that the goal?
No. I should have said Joseph.
Yeah, I
Newgarden,
mean,
really,
yeah, I
but,
mean, either way.
they're very equal. I mean, it's going to be a lot of back and forth.
Right.
But I'm planning on being here for the most of November and then fly back in December.
The kind of holidays back home, and any trips away planned, any vacation planned?
Fun thing you asked, because I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because I got a travel voucher from Hy-Vee for my birthday, so I can basically go wherever I want.
All right. You have a travel voucher to go anywhere in the world. Where does Christian Lundgaard want to go?
I don't know. I want to bring my brother somewhere.
Cool.
Because he doesn't want to come over here for some stupid reason.
All right.
He was with me for my first ever test in IndyCar. Has he ever been to a race? Yes, he was at Barber, Long Beach, and the first GP last year. And then he said, I'll come back when the World Cup is hosted by the States. I'm like, okay, that's in 2026.
Okay, so in the meantime, you just got to like pick a map of the world with a dart and just throw the dart at the map, and you guys can just go there.
You know what? I'll do that, and I'll send you a video of it.
And you know what? You're the kind of guy that probably would do something 100%. Like that.
I got darts at home.
I look forward to seeing that. Finally, real quick, prediction for Nashville. For you. Where are you going to finish?
Okay, let's see if we even go out today due to the rain.
Today's a little rainy.
We were fastest in practice one last year. We've showed up with a hopefully improved package.
Yeah.
So we'll be P1 in practice again.
Be P-1. It's so much better.
And P2.
Right.
We were all over pretty competitive here last year. As a team, we've struggled a lot, especially on safety car restarts, or caution restarts, as you guys call them over here.
You guys.
You guys.
I don't make the rules.
And then, I mean...
Christian, the answer is simple. You're going to win. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yes.
All right. Best of luck.
Well, you heard it first.
Thanks for that.
From James.
Thanks for the trip.
I mean, now you've let it cool off, so now you...
There's absolutely no way I'm trying that again.
Mine actually isn't warm anymore, so...
You can have mine.